So, in your experience, what does this great HR leader look like? And the second part of that is how can HR leaders be more strategic to have a seat at the exec table to be that great HR leader?
Yeah. Well, I think you posed the question very well in that what does a great HR leader look like? Is someone that has a seat at the table, and they have that seat at the table because they are strategic. Now, let's unpack that a little bit. What does it mean to be strategic? How do you get the seat at the table? It's not through title. It's not through reporting structure. Plenty of people are in a chief people officer role, chief HR officer, senior VP, whatever. Plenty of people report to a CEO, president, C-suite executive. And maybe they're in the meetings, but they're not nearly as influential or impactful as they could be. And so here's the key. The key is work on the right things. And that sounds very, very basic.
I want to say, what are those things?
Yeah, well, wouldn't it be wonderful to have a checklist that you could just hand to different organizations? You're a consumer packaged goods manufacturer, or you're a technology SaaS startup at Series B institutional funding, and boy, plenty of venture capital companies have some of those playbooks that they hand around. The answer, though, is it depends. What's most important depends. And the way to identify that for your organization is to start, think of it like a waterfall. Start with what are the most important goals and priorities for your organization. Okay, what are those? If you're not clear on those, talk to your C-suite, look at your latest investor pitch deck, look at the latest board deck, look at your latest earnings release. Shouldn't be hard to find. You're hopefully talking about these things at all hands. So get really clear on what the top few priorities are for the organization, and then line up your HR priorities with those company level priorities. And again, sounds simple, but in practice, it happens very rarely. We are so often, as a function, focused on HR-centric things, doing employee-friendly activities, offering employee-friendly programs for the general purpose of supporting employees without providing nearly a direct enough linkage between what's most important to the organization and what we're working on. And we'll get much more attention, much more support, much easier resourcing being allocated to us if we're very, very clear without big logic leaps around what we're working on and how that directly contributes to what's most important to the work.
Absolutely.